What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here. Hope you guys had an amazing week. I've been dealing with a whole bunch of drama, a whole bunch of craziness. In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, head over to my Instagram, at High Stim Ace on Instagram, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But we're not here to discuss my issues, my personal injuries, and anything else. We are here to talk Stim Junkie pre-workouts because this is the High Stim Ace YouTube channel after all. Not Medium Stim Ace, not Daily Driver Ace, but High Stim Ace. So today, guys, we are going to be reviewing the king of high stim pre-workouts. At least that is the title that a lot of you guys believe this pre-workout deserves. And the pre-workout I'm talking about is Crack Gold from Dark Labs, coming in their new tub. As you can see, it doesn't have the little Grim Reaper on here. It just says Dark Labs now, but the tub looks pretty similar to the previous iterations. I do have one right over here. As a matter of fact, guys, I have my entire Dark Lab section over here, plus a couple of other miscellaneous Polish high stim bunker formula pre-workouts. You know that High Stim Ace loves his bunker formulas, probably concocted in some World War II bunker, 10 Polacks, mixing it in by hand. You guys know how we like it here on the channel, but without further ado, guys, we're going to discuss the new Crack Gold from Dark Labs. Does it live up to the former title as King of High Stim Pre-Workouts? Is it different? Has it changed? I'm going to run you through the entire experience. So join High Stim Ace as we review Crack Gold in 2025. All right, guys, so before we even get into this review, before I even get down to breaking down the new version of Crack Gold, I want to make a statement. I want to put something out there for the community, and you guys might view this as an unpopular opinion because it will definitely be a controversial statement. Now, when it comes to Dark Labs products, for me personally, I never put Crack Gold at the top. Even the original couple of batches. Now, I never tried the crazy original version, the one that supposedly had the real 1,3-dimethylamine. All the versions I had did say geranium extract on it, and you can make of it what you will. But to me, I always liked Crack Gold. It was always a good, high-energy, productive kind of pre-workout with a nice buzz, but I never even put it at my top 5. As a matter of fact, I did a Dark Labs ranking video a couple of months back, and I think it came in at like number 5 or number 6. I don't remember exactly. To me personally, when it comes to Dark Labs pre-workouts, when I hear the name Dark Labs, what I associate with it, the greatness that comes with that name, for me, it's always going to be the original Crack Purple, the true Crack OG, the one that had the 120 milligrams of the Yum Yums that we know and love. And probably after that would be Crack Barbarian, and then the new Crack OG, which really grew on me. Didn't like it all that much the first time it came around, but over the last year, that one became one of my favorites. And I would have to put Maniaco on there. The original version of Maniaco, which I did review and run a couple of months back. Now, I actually do have the new Maniaco en route to me. Unfortunately, the first package I ordered like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, got lost via transit. So NutriCartel replaced it for me. It is en route, and I will be reviewing the new Maniaco. So definitely stay tuned and subscribe to the channel to see that review. But to get back to my original statement, I was never so crazy about Crack Gold. It was a good high stim pre-workout for sure. But to me, it was never on that GOAT status. So I just want you to know where I'm coming from before reviewing this pre-workout here. But no matter what, guys, we're not going to leave a stone unturned. We're going to go through the entire experience, starting with the flavor. Now, the flavor we got here is strawberry limeade, and it's a pretty decent flavor. It definitely isn't as nasty and synthetic tasting as the previous 2 or 3 batches of Crack Gold, which I did have. I tried the rainbow flavor recently, the one that was out for a while. I tried the cherry limeade they had in the past, and I forgot what the last flavor was, but I essentially tried all 3 flavors of the original Crack Gold. They were all equally nasty, but I chug it down and I move on with my life. This one here, in terms of flavor, it's a step above, but it's still not a quote-unquote good flavor by any stretch of the imagination. It's decent, it's tolerable, it's not super gag-inducing, but there's definitely a synthetic chemical taste in the back end, which to me is a good thing because it means that it probably does contain the goods. Now, this here is a reformulated version. The old version, I assume, never even had actual 1,3-dimethylamine in there, but they claim geranium extract. This one doesn't even claim geranium extract, okay? So it's a reformulated label, and word on the street is that there's a new manufacturer making these pre-workouts for Dark Labs. We're going to talk about it, guys, but before we do, let's get to this label. Okay, looking at the label here, one scoop comes in at 14.1 grams, and when I did weigh it out, I did run this one twice. Both times it came in exactly at 14 grams, so they nailed it. They got the job done right with the scooper, and that's always appreciated. You're getting 25 servings per container, which is good value for money, especially in 2025. But with that being said, let's get to the actual label. We start off with L-citrulline at 5,000 milligrams, which is a really solid dose. I believe the original version had citrulline malate. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I ran it, but 5 grams of L-citrulline is very solid. We got beta-alanine at 2,000 milligrams, which is less than the clinical dose, but who the hell cares, guys? You're about to ingest an entire crazy stim package on here, all the way from Poland, and you're going to be nitty-gritty picky over the dosages. Come on, guys. We got agmatine sulfate at 1,000 milligrams for more pumps. Dark Labs always likes their agmatine. We got L-tyrosine for focus, 750 milligrams, relatively low dose. Alpha GBC 50% yield, 500 milligrams, yet another relatively low dose, so you're getting 250 after the yield. And we got caffeine anhydrous coming in at 300 milligrams, which is solid. I like 300 milligrams. If the rest of the ingredients on here are as good as they claim, then 300 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous should be more than enough. We got N-phentyl dimethylamine citrate, also known as Araya genesis, coming in at 300 milligrams. And then we do have the 2-amino isoheptane, the star of the show, DMHA, coming in at 250 milligrams. So far we got a pretty crazy stim package, guys. You got the Araya, which is going to give you the buzz, and you got the DMHA in here. No Jugglin's Regia, guys. This is 2-amino, the good synthetic lab mediums that we know and love, at least on label, coming in at 250 milligrams. Caffeine citrate comes in next at 200 milligrams. So that's going to give you that initial punch in the face to really get you going in the gym. Usually you feel caffeine citrate within 5 to 10 minutes, and then the anhydrous comes in at the 15-20 minute mark. So nice 1-2 punch combo there. We got halostashin for additional stimulation, 50 milligrams, decent dose. And lastly, we're going to round off the label with alpha yohimbine, 90% yield, 1.5 milligrams to give you that kick in the ass that Dark Labs is known for. Before High Stim Ace breaks down my experience running this pre-workout 2 times over the last week and a half, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a Dark Labs enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, guys, the moment of truth, the moment that you have all been waiting for. Does the new crack gold live up to the original standard that was set by Dark Labs? Before I even get down into my experience, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, no, it does not. This pre-workout is a disappointment, but hold on. Let me break down my experience and you guys can make your own decisions, because this wasn't a bad pre-workout, right? It's not like I took it and felt absolutely nothing. There was something there. There was a couple of positives there, but when comparing the feeling and the productivity and the effectiveness of the new version of Crack Gold to that original version, which I wasn't even that big of a fan of to begin with, it is a clear, massive downgrade in terms of quality and in terms of efficiency. Now, you're going to take the drink, like I said, it's not terrible, it doesn't taste good, but it doesn't taste bad. Definitely an improvement over the previous versions. So you're going to take the drink. I personally did not get any beta-alanine tingles on this one whatsoever. You could say it's because it's less than the clinical dose, whatever. I've taken pre-workouts that claimed 1,500, 1,800, and I felt the tingles. Felt absolutely no tingles on this one. Actually felt nothing for about 15 to 20 minutes, literally nothing. I walked to the gym today because I'm dealing with a foot injury and I'm not really able to ride my bike. So I walked to the gym slowly. It took me about 25 minutes today. I started changing and I was hitting the weights about 30-ish minutes after consuming the drink, and I still didn't feel all that much. Now, at the 35-40 minute mark, I started feeling a little bit of something, a little bit of a background buzz, nothing too crazy, did not feel like DMHA, felt like 200 milligrams of Araya genesis and maybe a little bit of alpha GBC. Now, I was happy to be back in the gym regardless because I've been dealing with this injury for the last 3 days. I had to miss a couple of days. So regardless of what pre-workout I took, even if I trained non-stim today, I still had a good workout because I was in a positive headspace. I ran into a couple of friends and I was just feeling good in general. So even if I would have taken a crappy daily driver or even nothing, I still would have had a good workout today regardless. But comparing this pre-workout to the original version, you're going to get a little bit of that buzz coming in at the 30, 35, 40 minute mark, depending on how fast it hits you. And it doesn't really feel like DMHA. This really feels more like a nootropic kind of buzz. You know, something like the new Supreme by Kilo Labs. If I had to compare this to a pre-workout that I ran in the last couple of months, it would probably be Kilo Labs Supreme, the reformulated version, the one that's a little bit more nootropic heavy, or the Panda Skull, which I reviewed a couple of months ago. Was not a fan of that one, but there was a little bit of a nootropic focus there. And that is probably the highlight of this pre-workout. If I had to pinpoint the strength of this pre-workout, there is a dialed in focus that feels like a nootropic kind of focus. There's a decent sense of well-being. And again, it does come in at that 35, 40-minute mark. So it's a very delayed kind of experience. And it's surprising to me because it claims 200 milligrams of caffeine citrate. So theoretically, you should feel a little bit of energy, a little bit of stimulation, at least like within 10, 15 minutes. But I got none of it, guys. There wasn't that caffeine punch. There wasn't the Araya feeling that came in at the 10, 15-minute mark. None of that, guys. Really, I felt nothing until about 30, 35 minutes. And then it started going up a little bit. I got a little bit of a floaty head high, but super, super minimal, like a 3 out of 10 if I had to compare it. Now, here is my biggest problem with this pre-workout. When it comes to DMHA pre-workouts, as much as I love them, they do all come with their share of side effects. A lot of times you get the stimmy willy, which means you can't perform later that night. You get the tingles down there, which makes it a little difficult to urinate sometimes. And it can have a bit of a crash afterwards, right? So there are a couple of negatives that I do associate with DMHA pre-workouts. Now, unfortunately, with the new Crack Gold, you're gonna get the negative side effects from the DMHA. So obviously the DMHA is in here because I got the stimmy willy, I had the delayed urination issues, and I felt kind of fatigued after my workout. I feel kind of fatigued right now, if I'm being honest. And when I ran it for the first time about a week and a half ago, I also felt fatigued after my workout. So you're getting the negatives of the DMHA pre-workout, but you're not getting the positives. So if it's up to me, if I'm already committing to running something with 2 amino in there, and I know I'm going to have to deal with the stimmy willy later, and I'm going to have to deal with the delayed urination and the loss of the appetite and possibly a crash, if I'm already willing to accept these side effects, then I'm going to run something that's a freaking hitter. At least let me get in a good workout in the gym. Let me destroy those weights while I'm there, and then I'll deal with the negative side effects. But at least let me get in that good session, which would have made it worth it. This is the problem here. The side effects that you get from here do not warrant the use of this pre-workout. So you're going to take the drink. You're not going to feel all that much for the first 25, 30 minutes. You're going to get a little bit of a buzz, a pretty good focus, little nootropic sense of well-being, a little bit of energy, but that's it. Not much more than that. And it's surprising to me. And obviously there's something going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything that's going on, but I do hear rumblings here and there. And from what I understand, they are going through a bit of a reformulation right now as a company. They're testing out the waters. And from what I understand, there is a different manufacturer right now that made the new Crack Purple, the new Crack Gold, and the new Maniaco. Now, I heard the new Maniaco is really good. Like I said, I do have a tub on the way. It should be coming in early next week. We'll be running and reviewing it, guys. So definitely subscribe here on the channel and follow me on Instagram at High Stim Ace for all of the updates. But as far as the new Crack Gold goes, this tub here, guys, unfortunately does not live up to the high standard that is set by Dark Labs. If I hear the name Dark Labs, I'm thinking Crack Barbarian. I'm thinking Crack Undead King. I'm thinking Crack Purple, the top of the top, the cream of the crop, if you will. I'm thinking of, the new Crack OG, which was their original reformulated version of the DMAA crack, and that one was freaking crazy. So yeah, they got rid of their best product, but they replaced it with a really good product as well. I can't say the same for this one. Their other Crack Gold that they had just before this one, I reviewed it, I don't know, 6, 7 months ago, whatever it's been, I have no idea. But I reviewed it, it was positive. Again, not my favorite pre-workout, but it was good. It got the job done. There was a crazy aggressive energy on it, definitely a head buzz, and you got all the stimmy willy side effects, but it was worth it because you had a good kick-ass workout. Cannot say the same for this version of Crack Gold, and it's unfortunate. I think this is the only product that I wasn't a big fan of from Dark Labs other than Crack Reloaded, which I absolutely despise that product. So unfortunately, guys, I cannot recommend it. It's not a bad pre-workout, but if you're going to go with Dark Labs, there are so many better options. I personally wouldn't recommend getting this one. If for whatever reason you guys are set on trying the new Crack Gold and form your own opinion on this pre-workout here, you can head over to NutriCartel.com and use my discount code ACE15, which will save you 15% off your entire order and help support the High Stim Ace YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. And remember, no matter what, whether I get pre-workouts for free, whether I spend my own money on it, High Stim Ace will always keep it 100% real with you guys and give you the objective and unbiased truth, as I always do, as I've always done, and as I will always continue to do. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody, and have an amazing weekend up ahead. High Stim Ace, signing off.